I am the greatest.
I wish I was 50 years younger and I'd kick your ass.
You won't do shit. Just stick and move. And just making you understand. Now stick and move. Keep your hands up.
Welcome to a new episode of the Stick and Move podcast. I'm your host, Trey, here with my homeboy, Sam. And today we're talking about the top 3 boxing trainers of all time. So, guys, don't forget to like and subscribe. Those likes are very important to our podcast and to the algorithm. And without any more waiting, Sam, tell me your number 3 greatest boxing trainer of all time. Talk to me, brother.
All right.
Somebody tells me we're going to have the same list, too, by the way.
Yeah, I have to admire his work, bro. And it's somebody that I've seen throughout, my life watching boxing. And it's Angelo Dundee, bro. Angelo Dundee, man. I mean, the guy, bro, when I seen him with Muhammad Ali, man, and the way Muhammad Ali had so much faith in him and so much trust. I mean, the guy, dude, he's trained in one of the biggest bouts in boxing history, man. He was there, bro. He was there when Sugar Ray Leonard, when he was training Sugar Ray Leonard fighting Tommy Hearns, the famous "You're blowing it, son. You're blowing it." I mean, the guy, dude, he had the biggest fights when he had Ali with Sugar Ray going up against when he had Sugar Ray going up against Wilfredo Benitez, Roberto Duran, Thomas Hearns, Marvin Hagler, bro. That's when you're blowing it, son. You're blowing it. And that was in the start of the round 13, man. I mean, he later teamed up with George Foreman, by the way. When George Foreman was it was a fight against Evander Holyfield. I mean, the guy just has a long list of people he's trained. I mean, it goes way back, man. And he was just admired, bro. He was admired by everybody, and the respect that Ali and Sugar Ray and all these fighters had for him. He was the trainer, bro. He was the trainer.
I'm with you too, bro. Look, something that a lot of people don't know is that he also trained with Wilfredo Gomez, bro. You know what I mean? While he was making his run, he also trained Trevor Berbick, Michael Nunn. I mean, this is a guy that I think, if I'm not mistaken, had 15 world titles.
So, Jimmy Ellis, Pinklin Thomas. Yeah, bro.
And look, he belongs there, bro. He is one of those trainers that, for me, what I love, you can arguably say that he trained the 3 best, or actually 2.5 best boxers of the 60s, the 70s, and 80s. He trained Cassius Clay, Muhammad Ali before Ali, in the 60s when Ali was tearing up that decade. He gets suspended, or however you want to call it, and he reunites with them in the 70s, dominates with them in the 70s, and you can arguably say in the 80s, he takes Sugar Ray Leonard. You could probably say Sugar Ray Leonard was the boxer of the 80s, definitely the most appealing boxer of the 1980s. And, he was the trainer of all those 2.5, I guess, or 2 mega stars of every single decade. Whoever the face of that boxing was in those 3 decades, he was the main guy behind it.
Yeah, that's right.
And look, I'm just going to say this. He is also my number 3, but for conversation purposes, I'll move him out, and I'm just going to go off the top of my head. Okay. And for me, my number 3 is Ignacio Nacho Berenstein.
Bro. Yeah, dude.
Dude, this is a guy, bro, that, he trained. He was a staple in Mexico, up-and-coming boxers, most notably with Marquez. He was a boxing trainer that, Hall of Famer, took the guys from the late 90s, 2000s, and he elevated their career.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, and to me, it's just something that he is underappreciated when it comes to the boxing community. I mean, this is a guy that he was iconic. He had a look. You knew it was Nacho when you saw him. And to be honest with you, that he also taught a style. He kind of put the exclamation point on that Mexican style, and he brought it together where it was more uh, uh, conducive to
Yeah.
being a counter boxer. You can arguably say Marquez was one of the greatest counter boxers of all time. I mean, he just took the boxing storm by, to another
Bro,
realm. Go ahead.
he trained Ricardo Finito Lopez, bro.
He did.
His greatest subject was Marquez and
Yeah.
his brother Rafael
Raphael. That's
Marquez.
who I was trying to recall. Raphael
Yes,
Marquez. Right. Yeah.
he trained a legend, Daniel Zaragoza, Humberto Gonzalez, La Chiquita Gonzalez, bro.
Right.
I
Right.
mean, he trained Oscar.
He
He
did
trained
train
George
Oscar.
Guti Espadas. Those guys were legends. I mean, on and on and on. Ray Vargas, Chavez Jr., George Paez, bro. The guy is a legend. It's stupid that I don't have him number one. Stupid, bro.
It's true, bro. And look, to go even further, bro, like I was such a fan of Rafael Marquez, even though his brother was with Manny, that, bro, when I saw him in the corner, to me, I don't know about you, but to me, it felt like, that whoever that he was training, it felt like it was gonna be the best game plan possible. And I remember seeing those old HBO and those Showtime documentaries before the fight. It was like a month before the fight, and he was always a trainer. He was always the eclectic guy who not only seemed like he was the smartest man in the room, but that he knew that he was the smartest man in the room. For me, Ignacio, number 3, you can arguably say should be higher. Go ahead. Go again. Give me your number 2, brother.
My number two is Nacho. It's
Okay, go
Nacho,
for it. Go
bro.
for it.
He's my number 2. I mean, bro, the legends he's trained, bro.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and by the way, he's in the news. He is very critical of Canelo's career.
It's true. It's true.
He's very critical of Canelo's. He got World Boxing Hall of Fame trainer in 2006. I mean, the guy trained, dude, Chavez, man. When he
look,
when he
you want to go
even
zoo. Ricardo Lopez, 4-time champion. Marquez, 4-time division champion. Rafa, 2-time division champion. Zaragoza, 4-time. I mean, this guy has the hardware, brother. Jorge Ace, too. I don't know if you remember him. Dude, this guy was always, this guy was always in the corner when it came to, he took the Mexican boxer. People were wondering what's going to happen after Julio Cesar Chavez, and he took that next generation of up and coming featherweights and lightweights and bantamweights. He brought those guys up into the decade and made them legends, bro. And he'd been around for decades before, but it really felt like in the mid 90s and on, he really turned that corner and became second to none when it came to top tier boxing trainers. Continue. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, bro. His history, bro. He was looked at as the professor. If you wanted to be the best boxer in the world, especially coming out of Mexico, bro, he was the guy to have, man.
Right.
He was the guy to have. This guy knew the ring inside and out, and he made Dude, look at all the champions he had, bro.
Benito Lopez. Dude, you can argue Benito Lopez is the greatest of all time, bro.
Dude,
one of the last undefeated boxers.
Yeah, it hurts me, bro. And I got my number 2, and it hurts me, bro, that I don't have him my number 1. It does, man. Now that I really, really think about it, but oh well, it is what it is.
All right, so my number 2, bro. If you look at my notes, I actually have scratched out 2 or 1 or 1 and 2. You know what I mean? So I'm making like an online camera decision here. And I am going probably one of the most hated boxing trainers of all time, and that is Lou Duva.
Oh man, yeah. I thought
Dude,
about him too.
this guy has about 19 world titles, if I'm not mistaken, bro. Dude, he trained Holyfield, Whitaker, Michael Moore, Gotti. He trained Lewis. He trained Terry Tucker. He trained Galata, Hector Camacho. One of your favorites, Vinny Paz. I mean, this guy had his hands and everything. And I'll tell you this right here, real quick. If you look me in the eyes, when in 1984, bro, he had 4 titles of Mike McCollum, which, by the way, you and I need to do an episode on. That guy does not get enough recognition. Lockridge, you remember Lockridge too?
Yes, Rocky.
After he took those guys to the top level, bro, dude, he almost got the entire stable of the 1984 Olympic team, bro. That's when he would sign Breland, Holyfield, Whitaker, Taylor, even Briggs, bro. I'm sorry, Biggs. He would have signed them all within that time because he was so hot. You know what I'm saying? I mean, this is a guy that he was there for everything. He was even there when the Galata thing went down and his defibrillator went out, and he got taken to the hospital. You know what I'm saying? So, Lou Duva, man, underappreciated, forgotten in my opinion. So that's who I got. You have any thoughts on Lou Duva?
Look, bro, my dad loved Lou Duva, bro.
Yeah.
My dad loved how hot he would get,
He would
bro.
get pissed,
He
bro.
would get into Richard Steele's face, any referee, Mills Lane, anybody, get into their fight, dude. He was in the fight with his fighter, bro.
He was.
And he put a lot of heart into it. You could tell he's a real disciplined fighter. He's very vocal, and I mean, the guy, people went to him for a reason. And I mean, dude, he had great boxers underneath him that he trained. What he did with all them champions, bro, will never be forgotten, man. Lou Duva's one of the greatest trainers of all time.
You brought this up on a previous episode. That last round, and we're going to talk about this eventually. That last round with Taylor and Chavez, do you think that was Steele's fault, or do you think that was Lou Duva?
I don't know. What was the communication with Duva and Taylor? I mean, the guy was not answering. Like, are you okay? I mean, I don't know, bro. That's a controversy. I have no idea. It was 2 seconds left on the clock, and I mean, Taylor got up. Yes, he was busted. Oh man, bro.
Well, look, I bring that up because when you talk about Luis Castillo versus Diego Corrales and that famous round where we talked about it here, it's probably one of the greatest rounds of all time. And look, Diego Corrales trainer, people often ask him, why did you let Diego Corrales keep fighting? And he keeps on saying, he's like, because when he got up, both of his feet were planted. Like his feet were still strong. In my opinion, I don't think they were, but that's what he says. Lou Duva, on the other hand, you could see Meldrick Taylor like stumbling. He had his legs were weak. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So do you blame more Steele for calling the fight or Duva, considering what Steele was probably looking at in that corner?
But look, man, look. I had a different opinion back then. I'm going to give you my opinion about it now.
Talk to me. Go for it.
Now that I look at it and rethink it and go back to that fight, I blame Lou Duva, bro.
Yeah, a lot of people do.
I blame, dude. Taylor. That fight should have been stopped.
Yeah,
by Lou Duva, not the ref, not by a knockout. It should have been stopped. I mean, that was a beating, bro. That Taylor, being so young, did not have to take, man.
You think Duva ruined Taylor's career then? Because Taylor was never the same after that, bro.
Yeah, I think so.
Even then, like, it ruined his life. I mean,
yeah.
He was a journeyman boxer after that. He was just a punching bag after he kind of reminded me of Adrian Broner, where after Adrian Broner got destroyed by Maidana, he was just afraid to punch. you know.
Yeah.
Meldrick Taylor had the same kind of fate, and except Meldrick Taylor, after that fight, like you just saw kind of like the Muhammad Ali thing where, you know, you just see them deteriorating, you know, and it wasn't the same till after that fight.
I
You know,
yeah, I blame Tuva, bro. He should have stopped it.
yeah. I mean, controversial. I have on my number 2. You can't argue with 19 world titles. The guy was a staple in the 90s, bro. You
Yeah.
always saw him in the biggest of fights, also with Nacho, everything that we bring up. So go ahead, give me your number 1. Talk to me, bro.
My number 1 favorite commentator and trainer. Do you know who it
Ooh.
is? Emmanuel Stewart, bro.
Yes, sir.
He's the man that made Lennox Lewis who Lennox Lewis became, bro. Right after that, what is it? The Oliver McCall fight? What was that?
Yeah.
Yeah. He was just a different fighter. I mean, the Crunk Gym, bro.
Dude.
The Crunk Gym.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, dude, look at the people he's trained, bro. He's trained Wilfredo Benitez, bro.
Right.
You know, he's trained Mark Breland, Cornelius Bundridge, Oba Carr. He's helped train Cesar Chavez, Kermit Cintron, Miguel
De La Hoya,
Cotto,
bro.
Chad Dawson, De La Hoya, Tyson Fury.
Dude.
Bro, come on.
Klitschko, bro. Klitschko.
Nassim Hamed, bro. Klitschko, Lennox Lewis, Oliver McCall, Gerald McLennan. Dude, do I need to keep going? Jermaine Taylor, Aaron Pryor. Dude, do I need to keep going? Really, bro?
Yeah.
He is the Mount Rushmore. Is Emmanuel Stewart and trainers. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I agree with you. I loved him as a trainer. I was in love, bro, with the Kronk Gym.
Me too.
I loved the yellow shorts with the red accent, bro. Dude, even Evander Holyfield switched to Emmanuel Stewart from Luduva. Goes to Evander Holyfield. Evander Holyfield switches to Emmanuel Stewart to fight Riddick Bowe, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
Even wearing the yellow shorts as well. You know, and that was, you could arguably say that was Holyfield's best fight out of the 3, you know? I mean, dude.
Tommy Hearns, Lennox, that you sold me, bro.
Yeah. Dude, he even brought up De La Hoya, bro. He was in De La Hoya's biggest fights, win or lose, bro.
Klitschko.
He was there. People knew. You know, rest in peace, bro. All of them, of course, you know. And everybody.
Michael Moore, wow.
Yeah.
Dude, I mean, the guy, Mike McCollum, oh my gosh, bro. That is crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's my number 1, man. And he was my number 1 commentator too, man. I love
definitely. We're gonna do a top 3 greatest boxing commentators of all time for sure.
Who's your number 1, man?
All right, man. Guys, remember to like and subscribe. It's huge for our channel. We appreciate all the love. So my number 1 is, and I wanted to go Emmanuel Stewart, but I had a feeling you were going to go there. So I stayed disciplined, and I'm going to go with Eddie Futch, bro.
Fudge.
This is a guy that had 21 world titles to his name. You know what I'm saying? Dude, he trained guys like Joe Frazier, and I know I'm very opinionated on Joe Frazier. Holmes, dude, he trained Norton, he trained Bo, Burbick, he trained Spinks, he even trained Alexis Arguello, he trained Marlon Sterling, he traded I mean, this is a guy, you know, just like you said about Angelo Dundee, was always in the biggest fights, especially in the 70s, bro. You know, always there. He had to make that difficult decision in that 14th round. And he knew that if he was going to call that fight, he knew that him and Joe Frazier would have an unrepairable relationship. You know what I'm saying? But he did something that Lou Duva could not do. He separated a man's life from the ring. And he made that decision. He knew that if Frazier went into that 15th round or to the late part of that range, if he let Joe Frazier finish that fight, odds are that he was not going to come out of that fight alive, bro. You know what I'm saying? And to me, that is what it takes. That's what takes a trainer to that next level. You talk about Mount Rushmore. To me, he is definitely on the Mount Rushmore because he brought that cerebral aspect from trying to develop the boxer to be achieving at the best that they can, bro.
And
What he
heavyweights.
and heavyweights too, dude. And he trained a prime Riddick Bowe, bro, that looked
Wow.
undeniable.
Yeah.
Undeniable. You know, you and I have had many episodes talking about Riddick Bowe, the what if, right?
We talked about how him being trained, him training Riddick Bowe. For me, when I got to see the clash of Riddick Bowe and Holyfield, I thought to myself, this is one of the greatest heavyweights I've ever seen in my life. A well-disciplined Riddick Bowe would have killed anybody, in my
I,
opinion.
I
But the
agree with
way,
you.
but I mean, he trained Kid Norton, bro, to fight, Ali, man.
Hmm.
Joe Frazier.
People say, bro, people say that Norton won all three of the fights against Ali. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah.
There's plenty of people on our comments throughout the history of our show that have commented, nah, bro, Norton had Ali all three times, brother. I
Larry
mean,
Holmes, brother.
yeah, Alexis Arguello, probably the most beautiful one of the most beautiful boxers in terms of
Yeah.
skill of all time. He was always there, bro. So I'll go ahead and leave it at my number one, Eddie Futch. Are there any trainers you left off? Sorry, I'm having headphone issues.
What is your thoughts on what's his name? Derek James. Because there was a moment. No. Because there was a moment he had like 4 or 5
Yeah, he did.
champions.
He had a great stable, man.
Yeah. And what about Robert Garcia?
Robert Garcia is up and coming. When I think of all time greats, man, I can't put him up there. James, Robert Garcia. I think Robert Garcia's style is very reckless. I mean, he likes to put boxers in a phone booth, and I don't like that.
I don't like it either. What about Freddie
Uh,
Roach?
Freddie Roach, I have here on my list. He's the odd man out for me. I also have Ray Arcel. I mean, this is a guy who fought trained all those massive heavyweights in the 50s and 40s, like Ezra Charles and Jim Braddock and Tony Zell. This is a guy, that is going to be forgotten. Unfortunately, he deserves his name out there, Ray Arcel. But Freddie Roach, definitely up there. He's making a comeback.
What about
I don't
somebody like
know.
Joe Goosen?
Well, Gutzing, you talk about. I brought up the Corrales versus Luis Castillo. You know,
Oh, that's right.
he knew what to look for in a boxer when to throw in the towel, and it worked out. Became one of the most legendary fights, and he has one of those. You hear him in the corner. You got to show me something. You better
Yeah,
show me
yeah,
something, or else I'm throwing the flag. I'm throwing in the towel. And bro, we have one of the most epic endings in boxing history because of that.
yeah, yeah.
All great all great trainers, bro. Let's talk about, we talk about him a lot. What about Canelo's trainer? Eddie Reynoso. Talk.
Yeah, well, I mean, that what I've heard about that from other boxers, and I think it was Birch Ortiz or one of those boxers. They said
He's too busy.
that he's too busy with Canelo.
Yeah, yeah.
You
I
know what I'm
agree with you.
saying?
Yeah.
What do you think about boxers like Calvin Ford,
Oh yeah.
Bowman, or
Yeah,
Bomac
yeah.
with Terrence Crawford? What do you think about that? Do you think they're just lucky to have a great fighter? Because look, I don't want to criticize Freddie Roach, but I think he just got really lucky with Manny.
Yeah, and I would have liked to have seen something go somewhere with Michael Moore when he was bringing him up as a trainer. But I know they had that dispute. That could have showed me, well, he's building a legacy and his style of training does work. Uh, but Roach had a good resume of boxing, that a good stable of him. But I do think Manny Pacquiao did carry him. There are a lot of trainers where they stick with the one guy that holds them. As far as Bomac, now you might criticize me. This is controversial to say. I wish he would get a little bit healthier because I do think he has a lot to offer as a trainer,
Yeah, me too.
and I would hate to see his career cut short because of bad habits. You and I talk about that kind of thing all the time, and I would like to see a long career out of Bomac. But yeah, I agree with you. What do you think about those guys?
Yeah, I think they're great. There's somebody, bro, that I really like what he's doing with his fighter. And it's dude, it's gonna be controversial, but I like how Bill Haney has Devin Haney, one of the best technicians in boxing today, bro.
Right.
I mean, he got him, doing pads with Freddie Roach. He's doing his training with different trainers, bro. Just exploring. I mean, Haney, dude, he's a beast, bro. I'm telling y'all right now, the way it's going, the rate it's going, to me, my opinion, Devin Haney is having a far better career at this age when Mayweather was at this age.
I agree with you. I agree with you 100%. Yeah, and that's what makes anybody great in any profession. Putting the ego aside now. Don't get me wrong, Bill Haney has a huge ego, right? But wanting to learn from the best, like you were saying, that's what it takes, man. A lot of these guys, they're like, oh, I got my style. I'm not going to deviate from it. And maybe I'll hitch my wagon to a great fighter. He could take me to that next level. But he was willing to put that side of the ego away to help develop him as a boxing trainer. And look, like you say, man, Devin Haney has gone to that next level, bro. You could say he's pound for pound #1 if you wanted to. I think you had him #1.
I got him #1. Yeah.
So I'm not even mad at that. Like, I can't even argue with that. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's not my #1, but I don't hate it. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, the guy fights anybody, everybody. He's getting bigger. He looks more dangerous. I mean, people are like,
getting better for sure.
Yeah, he's getting better. People are like, I saw this in the comment section. They're like, no, he doesn't have a good chin. I go, bro, he hasn't been knocked out.
Well,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, let me ask you this, because, we're talking about trainers. I know we're going a little longer than we normally do, and I apologize. But because this is a hot topic in the boxing world, should dads stay out of training?
I think so. I mean, well, it depends. I mean, like, it's hard for me to say, bro, because as much as annoying Bill Haney can be, he gets so annoying, but damn, I cannot argue the fact that he's doing great with his son. I mean, Jack Mosley, I think that was his name, did great with Shane Mosley.
He did.
In my opinion.
Teofimo's dad. I mean,
it's just there's some dads like Danny Garcia's dad and some other people's dads that they just get in the way, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I agree with you.
And it becomes an issue. And but I mean, dude, as much as I don't like the way his ego is, Bill Haney, but he's doing a great job with his son, bro. His son right now, Devin Haney, is in my book #1 pound for pound fighter.
All right, man. So we're gonna go ahead and leave it at that. Do you have any final words for our audience out there?
Yeah, hey, I want to thank everybody that that all the new subscribers and our old subscribers. Thank you guys. Continue watching our channel, liking, commenting. We'll try to get to all of you on the comment section. If there's any episode that somebody I wanted to talk about, a top 3 or a fight, we'll watch it and we'll give our reaction to it.
Absolutely. I couldn't say it any better, guys. Thank you guys for everything. Hit that like button. That like button is huge on the algorithm. We appreciate every single thing you guys do for us. I am at Trey, the Stick and Move podcast. Sam at Stick and Move 75. And as I always like to say, don't forget to stick and move, baby.
I am the greatest.
I wish I was 50 years younger and I'd kick your ass.
You won't do shit. Just stick and move. And when you understand that stick